Hello, I'm LaVar Christensen, Republican candidate for the Utah House of Representatives in District 48. I appreciate this opportunity to speak with you about the coming election. The media often speaks of politics and politicians, but those terms do not convey what I believe so strongly. I've always viewed elected office as public service. I grew up believing that those who hold office should be public servants, principled statesmen and women, and not vain or scheming politicians. Those who serve must never forget, not for a single moment, that all power rests with the people. Each election, every district is asked to send their strongest representative to the legislature for the good of our entire state. As a boy, my dad was the mayor of our town. Engraved in stone over the entrance to the old city hall where he served is an inspiring truth that has long shaped my view of public service. The inscription reads, "The noblest motive is the public good." I'm committed to doing all that I can to further and serve the public good. After marrying my wife Sue and graduating from college and law school, becoming an attorney and settling into my occupation to support our family, the years seemed to just fly by. They were filled with the joy of raising our children and continuous church, community, and public service. In 2002, I joined with other concerned citizens and as a candidate for the Utah House of Representatives, worked to address the many important issues that affect us all. We won that election, and I have been honored to serve as your elected representative. In my first term, I authored and passed Utah's constitutional amendment in support of marriage as the legal union between a man and a woman. It provides that no other domestic union, however denominated, may be recognized as a marriage or given the same or substantially equivalent legal effect. I also sponsored several other key pieces of legislation in support of the family, education, property tax relief, and our Utah values. In my second term, I sponsored and passed legislation that firmly establishes the fundamental liberty interest of parents in the care, custody, and management of their children without government interference, as recognized by the United States Supreme Court. I also passed legislation enabling White City in our district to become a township. Looking ahead, I want to help eliminate the many federal obstacles that stand in the way of our ability to develop the energy we need and fully use and control our public lands and our natural resources. I also want to address the high cost of health care that makes health insurance unavailable to so many of our citizens. Results matter. Many in our district, in the legislature, and throughout our state have urged me to serve again, but that is not why I am running. Together, we have made a real difference for the good of our state, and there is more to be done. That is why I ask for your support, and with your vote, I will again effectively represent your interests and uphold your trust and confidence as we work together for the public good. I believe in limited government, low taxes, and maximum freedom and incentive to dream, to work, to save, and to invest. We're also a very compassionate people. We will rally to the aid of a neighbor in need, whether it be an individual, a community, or an entire state or country. But in doing so, it is critical to always know and respect the intended meaning and scope of our federal and state constitutions. We cannot allow the jurisdictional lines between city, county, state, and federal government to grow and become so blurred that you as an individual taxpayer are ultimately faced with the combined tax burden that results from multiple layers of government spending. Utah legislators are sometimes referred to as lawmakers. My experience and background as an attorney have proven to be valuable assets that enable me to understand the Utah Code and statutes, to identify and solve problems for the good of our state. It helps to know what the law is before we launch off and consider drafting and adopting yet even more laws and regulations that too often interfere with our freedom and our happiness. When I was first elected as your state representative in 2002, I made a promise that I would take your values with me to the legislature every day. During my service on Utah's Capitol Hill, I never lost sight of that commitment. And with your support, I will continue to stand up and be the voice of your values. Thank you. And for more information, please visit citizensforprincipledgovernment.com and LaVarforUtahHouse.com. Thank you for your kind consideration.